Wow. So why are you able to record earlier tonight?
Well,
unless you don't want to get into that.
No, we're totally getting into this. I have good news. Okay. The good news is that I was off of work today. That's right.
Yeah.
I was celebrating Mario Day because it's March 10th, which is MAR for March and 10 for the IO. So, yeah, happy Mario Day, everyone. I was celebrating Mario Day at home with my lovely wife. And not only that, this is the meat of the pseudo vacation sandwich, because now I've discovered that I am off tomorrow as well. So for the first time, and I can't remember how long, I'm actually off for 2 days in a row. And the office is fully staffed, so I'm not going to be getting any calls. It's wonderful.
This is amazing news.
I am so happy.
I'm so happy for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, obviously, you want to do nothing, but have you also done anything?
Well, today we hung out. Like, I got a lot of running around done, so that was good. But the real reason I was supposed to be off today is because we're getting the filter replaced on the HVAC. There's like a special filter that they have in there. This is all very boring, but I promise it'll be quick. There's a special filter that our HVAC
I don't care.
has.
This is free. Y'all gonna complain?
You know?
Y'all gonna complain about this?
What are you gonna do?
Fuck off.
We're not applying. We're not applying for any festivals.
Turn this off.
Right.
You turn this podcast off. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. You're in it. You're in it now.
You've already pushed play. There it is. So welcome to HVAC Cast. I'm Matt Peters. Hello. This is HVAC
and I'm
Cast.
Lex Lute.
All HVAC.
All right, so we're gonna talk about some HVACs today. We got to get the NPR votes going.
Yes. So, what does HVAC stand for? Heavy Vulcan Academy Chocolate. That's what HVAC means.
Honestly, awesome porn name for you.
Awesome porn. Maybe not the best, for my co-star to have to say every single time, but I stick by.
They just say HVAC.
They just
That's the point.
Yeah. It's yeah. From one end of the spectrum to the other. So I wanna give a special shout out to my HVAC repairman. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, motherfucker, if you do that right now, and we're not being paid for that. Jeez.
No. Since we rent, we don't really come out of pocket for anything, thank goodness. Because the situation that we used to have was we were renting directly from the person that owned the condo that we were staying in through an agency. So we had to deal with her every single time something went wrong with the place. So initially she was dating a guy that still lived here, but she lived in like New Orleans. So it was definitely a long distance relationship that was bound to fail, unfortunately. So when they broke up, we were without a repairman. So every time something went wrong, she'd be like, well, just find somebody to fix it and send me the bill. And of course, every time we found somebody to fix it, we would get somebody equitable, but Chicago prices aren't going to be the same as prices out in New Orleans. So
also, that's bullshit.
Yeah, sticker shock every single time.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. So thankfully we're not in that situation any longer. So we had the guy come out, and apparently the last repair guy that was here took a piece that he shouldn't have taken out of it, and so now they have to wait for that to be reordered again. But it's not for like the heating or cooling or anything. It's for the humidifier feature on there.
Okay.
But since I have upper respiratory issues, I have to keep everything nice and balanced in our home. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a prima donna.
I was going to ask a question, but it's like, I'm like, oh, that's too heavy. All right, never mind.
No, that's cool.
I don't know.
You know what? I'm in a good mood right now. Let's get heavy. What's up?
It's a Debbie Downer type of question, but I was going to ask you, are you really worried about this virus because you are vulnerable with respiratory issues?
I mean, yeah, I am a little concerned about it, but not to the point of like mania or anything like that where I'm stockpiling and holding up. Like this vacation isn't because I'm scared of the coronavirus.
Oh, I knew that. I
know, it's just like, I wonder if the listeners are like, what's really going on? Is Matt like freaking out about this? No, I'm fine.
I'm a hypochondriac, and I've been pretty proud of myself. I've been keeping it cool, listening to the facts. And then I have a cousin who's a nurse in the NICU, and so I've chimed in with her once or twice, and she's been like, I'm more worried about the regular flu kind of thing.
Yeah, and I get that too. Like I'm trying to keep that in perspective. With folks that are. One thing that really does kind of get under my skin a little bit about the whole situation is folks keep going, well, the flu is more deadly. And it's like, yeah, well, we've dealt with the flu year after year after year. I get that. But it's important to be aware. I'm not saying go crazy or anything, but be aware of what the facts are, like you were just saying earlier, and keep that in mind. But, don't seal up your doors or anything.
I've viewed that the flu kills more people argument as more of a, you need to be paying attention to this thing that we have vaccines for, and you're not vaccinating.
Right.
Or doing the proper hand cleaning all the time or whatever. Motherfucker, why don't people know how to wash their hands? What the fuck?
We've
disturbing.
So many truths have been revealed in these past few months that we've been dealing with this. Like, people not knowing how to wash their hands. People still repping for the knucklehead in charge, even though he's saying the craziest shit that he's ever said. I mean,
possibly. I also think that I could be wrong here, but I think that the crazy response that the world has is not like, I'm not saying it's his fault, because that's ridiculous, but I think that because the world feels so unstable, baseline unstable, and has been for 4 fucking years, because the world feels so unstable, we are reacting in a really, like, animals freaking out before a storm kind of way.
Absolutely. Everybody's been at high alert. Everybody's been believing these. Yeah, they've been on edge. They've been believing these just wild, crazy things that have been coming out of this man's mouth. So it's like, if we're willing to suspend disbelief for so many of the things that he's said and let so many things he's done slide, then something like this, it's like either the end of the world or this is another plot by the left to take down the evil regime that is Donald Trump, And it's like, either way, that's some wild shit, man. Anyway, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Wash
your fucking hands.
Your fucking hands, yes.
And then clean your phone. That was a good point that my cousin made when I talked to her. And you can look up procedure for your particular phone, what you can do to clean it. There's a lot of articles right now about that. But
like if you have an iPhone, just boil it,
Now, if you've got an iPhone, I think they said you can use hand sanitizer on it. Just get your phone up. That's because that's a thing that we all like touch a lot and not necessarily washing our hands in between. So do that.
Right.
Wash your hands when you get home, like immediately when you get in the house, that kind of stuff. Build good habits, and then keep fucking doing it. Yeah. Teach your kids to do it. I don't understand.
It's difficult because, people want to joke about it, of course, just to ease the tension a little bit. People want to, just they want to let off some of that steam. So, of course, sites like The Onion and, other satire websites, they're posting things that are meant to be funny. Like, going around, I saw an article stating, to rinse your mouth out with bleach, which obviously, as a human being who can understand language, that is not something you should do. Ever. But for some reason, people are having to debunk this now.
I mean, if you're going to do that, then
it's already too late. If you're going to do that, it's already too late.
We don't endorse anything, but...
No, absolutely not. Yeah. But if you're dead set on doing that, there's nothing we can do. Just like people who ride motorcycles without helmets. There's nothing we can do for you. I'm sorry. We made a thing to prevent you from dying, and you won't put on the thing for whatever reason. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean... we have a lot of that down here in Florida, not wearing the helmets because you don't have to.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, I'm not wishing death upon anybody.
No. You're just like, why would you take that risk?
Yeah.
That, when you can add that layer of protection.
Yeah. Even taking it down a notch, not being so edgy or whatever, if you go outside and the weather is cold and you don't have on, the proper layers, you're going to catch a cold. And there's nothing we can do to stop that from happening outside of warn you to wear a sweater. Right. The weather's getting better though. I'm so glad about that. It's really getting nice.
That's good for everything. Yeah. Like all the stuff we're talking about, that's good for that. We need that. We need that warmer weather. And I'm usually I'm like, I need the winter as long as possible because it's Florida and it's not really even a winter.
Right.
This time, I'm like, no, you know what? We need summer to come in full force to kind of kill all this shit off.
Absolutely. So. The flowers are starting to bloom a little bit. It's getting a little less chilly here in Chicago. It's going to snow next Saturday. But, aside from all that, it's really great. As soon as it gets a little warm here, people start taking out the grill. You just kind of smell it in the air. I miss visiting. I don't get to see them nearly as much as I'd like to, but my friends, Nina and Denise, they would always have like outside cookouts and stuff like that, and put up a projector in their backyard and just have backyard like movie screenings and stuff like that. As long as the weather's a little nice, they just love being out in the back, and it's just always a good time with them because they're a good group of people, Good folks. Good wholesome people. Yeah.
Good folk. I guess we should be like, hey, this is Lex and Matt's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Hey, guys, this is Lex and Matt's Excellent Adventure. I'm Matt Peters.
And I'm Lex Lutz. And you know what? You guys are used to this by now.
Hopefully you've been listening for a little while now. We thank everybody who has been with us since jump, and our new listeners too. Thank you for tuning in. If you'd like to follow all of our shenanigans, of course, you can check us out on all the social media platforms. You can look us up on Instagram. That's where I believe we're active the most. And for that extra layer of flavor, check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/Lex and Matt. You get bonus podcast episodes. We got a lot of stuff over there for you. Stickers, just stuff that we don't share with the common people. Entry into our cool member exclusive Facebook group. We treat you like royalty over at the Patreon. So come through. I mean, here we treat you like family. We love you. But over there,
I will treat you like shit no matter what platform you are on. I am a withholding, cold father figure.
And this is why we got rejected from MegaCon, everybody. This right here. This is it.
Go fuck yourself, MegaCon.
You know what? Go fuck yourself, MegaCon. They're not going to hear this anyway. Let me tell you about
listening.
Let me tell you about MegaCon. So,
with you letting in your goddamn swords and shit, fuck you.
I debated about spilling tea on MegaCon ever since we applied because, like, first of all, we kind of want to go because the cast of The Office is going to be there. And, since we're not doing Shy Nerd Fest this year, we wanted to get in a live show and just keep the streak going.
I don't even think they're going to have it anymore, but continue. Yeah. These conventions are all getting canceled. But in theory, if it were to happen and everything.
Yeah. So we applied to MegaCon way back, I want to say December of last year, maybe. Well, as soon as the applications went out, we applied, and already we're kind of dubious on MegaCon anyway because we've both had weird experiences there. Now, of course, the good thing about MegaCon, it's where Lex and I met in person for the first time, so that was cool, Yeah. But like you were saying, people just bringing just straight up sharp ass blades, and
they did not, and real guns that weren't loaded. Wasn't that a thing too, or was it a crossbow?
No, it was real guns that weren't loaded.
Ryan of Turtle Soup spotted, because he knows that stuff. I wouldn't. I'd be like, wow, that shit looks real, but I wouldn't know. But he does, and he was like, what the fuck? Like, that's messed up. Right. Yeah, they had a lot of security issues.
Oh, absolutely. Something I saw firsthand too. They had guys who were pretending to be the Borderland character. I can't think of his name, but the one that's always on the cover with like the hockey looking mask and no shirt on.
I don't play those games, so I don't know.
Yeah, but these three guys running around like that, running around with like real knives, just going crazy, thinking it's like the funniest thing in the world. It was not. And of course, Walking
I had already
Dead
put them on blast before by both writing about it and emailing them. I was like, you guys are fucking ridiculous. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, but that was maybe a decade ago? No,
it wasn't.
No, not that long
Jesus
ago.
Christ,
no, but it's been over 5 years at least. So
yeah, I would say it was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, so with cons improving, their policies about harassment and everything, we decided to go ahead and give MegaCon another try. This time under the guise of applying to do a panel, a live show, if you will. We would, Lex and I would team up once again, get D out there, get the guys from Turtle Soup, just really put on a great show for everybody. And
this was what we wanted.
This is what we wanted to do.
That would be the ideal thing.
Yeah. Because, we had such a great time doing the first live show and everybody seemed to have a good reaction to it. And, it would have been fun. But the way MegaCon has responded to us, even before the COVID-19 was even like a glimmer in President Trump's eye. Even before that, just applying to the show was a shit show. So I applied, they said, of course, you have to wait a couple of months to get a response. I think it was like February or something they were going to close submissions. So I got anxious, and a month later I sent a kind email, just saying, hey, we're just really excited to come out. We want to make sure we get our travel plans straightened out and everything. So if there's any way we could know if we're involved or not, that'd be great. If not, totally understandable. They came back politely and just said, hey, we're not even looking at submissions yet until they close, so just, stand by. So, stood by. Submissions closed.
It's in April, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
it's in April.
Yeah. So the submissions closed. I waited a week, and I emailed again. I said, hey, just following up. I know submissions are closed now. I understand you guys probably get a ton of stuff, and you're busy putting together a great con. Is there any way we could possibly know if we're going to be involved or not? Because once again, travel, stay, all that stuff. Like, oh, well, if you're in, we'll let you know. Not, we'll let you know by this time. Not, we'll just send out just a, hey, thanks for applying, but not this time around. Nothing like that. No.
Which is insanity.
A little bit, right?
It is, because the expense of travel and these hotels and everything like that. Like, what the fuck?
You want to come out, but it's almost as if they assume you're just going to be around anyway. But, and it seemed like just a boilerplate answer. I'm not expecting special treatment. I'm expecting a human to talk to me like a human being. So.
Professionalism?
That. So March 10th is today. Today's March 10th, as I mentioned earlier. Their show is a little over a month away. They have yet to even post the official schedule on their website.
Right.
They've been announcing the guests and stuff like that, all the big celebrity guests, of course. But nobody who applied knows if they're in or not at this point. Because I've been asking around on Twitter and everything, and nobody knows.
Absolute shit show.
So at
even
this
if they let us in at this point, fuck them.
Right. There's no way at this point I can schedule the time, I can schedule the transportation and move things around. I have to bet on sure things. And so if things are happening around Chicago that I can be involved in, I'm going to bet on that because I want to stay active. But I wish there was a better alternative to how they're doing this now. There's got to be, right? I mean, this is how Reed Pop handles their stuff. I don't know what the difference there is, but whatever. I hope I'm not coming off like a prima donna. I really don't want to seem that way, especially because, I just want to be, I want to be involved in this. I think
we're being a little bit bitchy by talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Like, if you're not going to be professional, why should we be professional in that sense?
I want to be professional. I just want to lay it all out for folks that are wondering because, we tease it and everything.
I will be a bitch. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
This is our dynamic. This is how we work. Yes.
We're naming this episode "Go Fuck Yourself, MegaCon." That's the name of this episode. No, we're not doing that.
Not to be confused with Optimus Prime's famous line, "Go fuck yourself, Megatron."
Oh, I didn't see those movies. Is that in it?
I believe you. I didn't see the fourth one, but after seeing the first three, if Optimus Prime said "Go fuck yourself, Megatron," I'd totally believe it.
Yeah, nothing's like hard pass.
Right, no not thanks. After Marky Mark. I believe it all. It's all true, as Han Solo says.
But like, I wouldn't go if they were saying, "Yeah, come on, like let's get." I'm like, "Fuck you guys, this is not professional," in my opinion.
Oh, MegaCon. Well, yeah. I hope everybody who goes has a good time. I hope the talent that is there has a successful time. It's just not going to be a time that folks are going to see us. So, folks, I ask you now, if there is a podcast convention or a festival in your area that you'd like us to check out, maybe come perform for, let us know. We'll apply. We love doing stuff like that. We want to come absolutely. And hang out. We want to, have some fun with you guys. So let us know what would be a good fit. I would love to be part of Shy Nerd Fest this year, but we got a conflicting schedule. So
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but it's just, it is what it is kind of thing,
Yeah. It kind of brings me back to the shout out I was going to give way earlier to John Craig, everybody. I want to give a shout out to John Craig because John Craig is punk rock. John Craig sticks up.
Well, he's technically ska, but okay.
Yes. If we're getting technical, yes. But John Craig's one of my favorite people because John Craig is just, he's great, man. He sticks up for the little guy and everybody. And he's a lovable dude,
He is. I love John Craig.
Yeah.
And
he's always got a kind word.
Like, he did the audio for our live show, which if you're doing like tech work, there is no show without tech work.
That's right.
Like that is like we're nothing without someone there helping us run the whole freaking show. So
that's why it was important to me to like get everything lined up for him in a convenient way, because I know how hard he works with acts who shall not be named that come through last minute. And I'm like, I want to give him one less thing to worry about. But you know what? Even for the prima donnas, even for the ones that have the last minute and, don't do the tech run through, he still makes them look like superstars. And, that's just he's just a great dude. I don't know. I get tongue tied because I have so many great things to say about him, but I just want to give him a shout out because we love him and we appreciate his support. And he's a great
friend of
person.
The show.
Friend of the show, John Craig. That's right.
Honorary adventurer mention.
All right. So
speaking of adventurers, we've got some people writing in here.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Oh yes. Okay.
Okay. So the first one is from Pauline.
Pauline.
She was asking, have we seen the Amazon show Hunters?
Yes.
I have not seen it yet.
You have not seen it yet.
Wait, you just said yes.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm saying yes. I was repeating what you said, saying that you have not seen it yet.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet. It's on my list. I like the cast a lot.
Yeah.
I love Jordan Peele. And I like the concept of Nazi hunters.
It's a great show. I really enjoyed the first episode. It's an hour and a half long. I
have heard some criticism of it, though. That, not respectful or as respectful as it should be.
I mean,
this isn't a history group though, so take that with a grain of salt. They can be assholes.
Yeah, if you're coming to this for historical accuracy, you're going to be disappointed. But
I don't think they were coming for. I think the argument was not for historical accuracy so much as just when you're talking about anything related to the Holocaust. Everyone's going to be like, no, you can't do that, or you can do this, or you can, I'm sure there was criticism against Tarantino when he did Inglourious Bastards, which was essentially was, what's the word I'm looking for?
Fanfic?
Fanfic, yeah. Was like Jews murdering Hitler fanfic.
Right.
And I mean that in a good way. That was what was great about those parts of that movie.
Yeah.
Where it was oh shit, what if it did go down like this?
Man.
So it's on the list. I haven't seen it yet, though.
It's kind of great to see Al Pacino act again, because he's not just Al Pacino in this movie. He's playing a Jewish Nazi hunter, and it's kind of cool. And you know what I really enjoyed about it? The cast is amazing, but it's almost got like a pseudo Batman vibe to it, because he's an eccentric billionaire, you know, and he takes on a young ward to train him in his ways. So the whole first episode feels like, you know, the old school Batman TV show, especially because of the time period that it happens in. And it's in
the 70s, right?
Yeah. And I really did like it. My only complaint about the first one is it felt a little long. Like the point they were trying to get across, they could have done in like an hour. But other than that, I recommend it. It's pretty good. I gotta check out the rest of it. But first episode tracks, I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah, I think that's a problem with a few of these streaming shows that I've encountered.
Yeah.
They have time. They don't have the constraints of a network.
Yeah.
And that can be a really great thing, but it's a double-edged sword. Like, it can be terrible for them, too. Sometimes the constraints of... A good example of this, and we've talked about this before, and some people may agree, disagree, whatever. I think that David Lynch is, and we will transition into David Lynch in a few minutes, but
yes,
I think David Lynch is better with the constraints of network television. Sorry, I just do. Like, based off of what I've seen of his work, present versus past.
Yeah. I mean, you can say that with a lot of creators, you know, just because before they're a name, before David Lynch was like David Lynch, he had constraints. He had the networks to appease. He had the censors to appease. He had to stick not to the formula, but adhere to storytelling, to the storytelling of the time, just enough so people could follow along. But again, we'll get back to that.
Right. Because we will definitely get back to that tonight.
Yes.
So that I haven't seen it yet. I've seen some shows though that have that issue where it's like, oh my god, this is like never ending, or you're not doing a full episode, like a proper episode that's like beginning, middle, and end. You're doing it with the intention of people watching every episode back to back. Yeah. And that's not necessarily the best way to go about things for every show.
Mm-hmm.
For some it is. It just all depends on the show that you're creating. So yeah, I understand that. Like, some of them are just rough in that way.
Yeah.
But I still want to see it, and I still am, I was looking forward to it, but I just haven't had time to watch it.
Right. I mean, it's
anything.
Every production team, every creator and showrunner, it takes time to find that groove, of what the audience is willing to accept. A lot of people try to take chances and put out shorter episodes even sometimes. Like, you get hour-long procedurals, and, sometimes, like, you're watching a Netflix show and it'll be like a half hour. Like, what happened to the rest of it? What is this,
Mm-hmm.
Like, did I miss something? Is there a glitch? No, that's all they had this time around.
Mm-hmm.
HBO's guilty of that too. Like,
right.
They'll add like an extra 10 minutes, 20 minutes to something, and it's like, why? Like, when Game of Thrones was big, they were always like, oh, there's an extra 10 minutes tonight. It's like, okay, I don't know why, but sure, that's fine.
Yeah. Usually it's not necessary.
Usually it's not, but I guess it's just another gimmick to sell whatever it is they're selling.
Right.
That's fine.
The only times that Game of Thrones where it was necessary was when they had the battle episodes. And you were like, oh shit. Like, yeah, this actually needed that 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah. Gabby chimed in and just said, I want Matt Peters to know he is awesome.
Aw. Well, Gabby, you're awesome too. Thank you so much for saying that. I got some folks, not only through comments, but just talking to me last week, because last week's episode, I was a little down on just myself, and I want to thank folks for taking time to, try to pick me up and just really uplift me. And I feel it and I appreciate it. And in the interim, I have spent time, with Dee, of course, Dee being the primary person who always makes me feel like $1 million, of course. And that's why I married her, because who doesn't want that on a daily basis, right? And that's why I brought up John Craig as well. And of course, Willie and Candace, all on the Shy Nerd Fest team. I hung out with them last night. We were looking at submissions, for this year's festival. And of course, they lamented the fact that you won't be in town this year, and they said to tell you hello.
Hi.
But yeah, like, they just really make me feel loved and welcome. And my CNSC family, of course, they always lift me up, especially as we're talking about what to do about our Pi Day, celebration coming up this Saturday. Like, folks are super anxious about it because, it's also the big weekend for, the Irish Day. No, for St. Patrick's Day parades. So Dublin's canceled theirs. Boston has canceled theirs. Chicago has not. So we're kind of playing it by ear to see what's going on there.
I think they will.
It seems like they have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just to put the people at ease. But I'm getting off topic. Thanks everybody for all the love. I'm doing okay. And, everybody goes through rough patches, but
yeah, I've had them on this show.
Yeah, same.
None of you all sent me love. Fuck you. No. I mean, that's just, I like that we can talk about it on the show. Yeah. I appreciate that because at some point, even if they're not experiencing it now, someone might have that point in the future, and it might help them to hear it.
Yeah, same. I really hope that what we do uplifts people as well, because, if it's not, then we're just talking for no reason. So, thank you guys for checking on me, and I feel the love, and I love you back, and I'll keep being honest with myself and with all of you. So, yeah,
and I think that, I mean, this is just based off of my outside looking in kind of thing. I think that maybe you weren't aware of, or weren't allowing yourself to be aware of how bad it was.
You're right.
Until you were saying it out loud in a public way, and then people started going, "What?" Like, I've done that to you, but we've talked about that, and it wasn't getting through. I'm sure Dee has talked to you about it, and it wasn't quite getting through. It was about you almost accepting it.
Yeah. Right.
And that's, it doesn't fix everything, but at least acknowledges it. Like, you can acknowledge pain. It doesn't make pain go away, but by acknowledging it, like, you're taking a step toward hopefully resolving some of it at least.
I agree. It was an interesting vibe after the show last week. I just kind of got quiet and really just thought about a lot of things and, just tried to figure out, what should I do? How do I get out of this? There's no answer, of course. There's no real, immediate answer. But like you said, just even acknowledging that and considering, okay, something's gotta improve here. Something's gotta get, it's like the end of an episode of Columbo where they're just laying out all the clues that you've seen throughout the episode. Like this, and this all adds up to this. This is what's really going on. And it's like, okay, yeah. So, not only just, trying to change something tangible, but just changing my outlook on things too. Just trying to accept the fact that, all right, yeah, these are things that I can't control. And I have to accept that I can't control them, but I can control things in my immediate vicinity to counteract how I react to certain aspects of my life. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Where you can gain some control of certain things and then, yeah, when I get anxious about, I'm being careful with my words now. So when I get anxious about things that maybe other people are doing or feeling, or whatever. I literally try to stop myself and go, I can only control how I feel, how I react, what I do, what I say, all of those things. And it's literally become like a very important mantra to me, especially in the past couple of years, as I've been trying to become more emotionally healthy and all that. So, I think it's that. Like, I think it's you can only control how you deal with these things, like how you react to them, how you interpret them, how you feel. You feel what you feel.
Yeah.
That's an important thing to accept, is that you have all of the feelings that you have, and you don't have to you can feel all of them. You don't have to bury them. But just because you are feeling them does not mean it's going to change the circumstances around you. Burying them, though, can drastically change the circumstances around you, because it can make you really, really fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a delicate balance between just pushing it down and trying to forget about it and just being obsessed with it.
Right.
You don't want to do either of those. Those are, drastically different, delicate balance. You gotta be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Brie kind of got onto me this weekend about, like, she's like, I think you're being a little bit obsessive about a certain situation or whatever. Mm-hmm. She didn't use the word obsessive, but she's like, you just kind of need to stop because I'm worried about you. And I've been introspective about that, both in the moment and since. And I was like, she's fucking right. Like, and I was kind of like, how dare you see me so clearly, so early? But for real, like, I was kind of like, oh shit, she's right. Okay. So I've been working on that. Like, and when someone you love tells you you're doing a thing that's not necessarily healthy or whatever, you really have to stop and look at yourself in those moments, because she didn't say it in a like this is bad for you and like bad for us and well, she said it was bad for you in that way, but it wasn't like this is a problem with us way. It was just like I'm worried about you.
Yeah. Kind
of moment. And I was like, God damn. Okay. Like, I hear you. Like, I definitely hear this.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to fully embrace her perspective on that situation and be healthier about how I handle things. Which is mainly like, sometimes shit is not my business. I don't understand, and I don't understand how to not do that, because I'm such a take care of everyone, be a certain way, be the annoying, Superman person that's like, I'm the morally upstanding one. And it's like, sometimes people don't like that. And it doesn't mean that I have to change who I am, but I have to fucking chill about imposing it necessarily, if that makes sense.
That's another delicate balance right there, because you want to be there for people, but you don't want to impose your viewpoint on folks.
I have realized now that I do not know how to do that.
Okay. Well,
I have to learn.
That's the first step. I mean, I know that sounds very trite, but I mean, it really is. Yeah, just acknowledging that about yourself and not being combative when someone tells you or, tries to help you see that. Like, all right, this is something that folks don't really react well to. And if you do want to be a positive force in people's life, part of that is discovering how best to influence that positivity, to tailor that for each individual person, and not just like a broad stroke of, yes, this is the answer every single time, and this is what needs to happen because I know, that's
what's interesting to me, and this is what I've historically found to be true in my case, is that people admire it. They're like, I admire the way that you have XY beliefs or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a certainty in
it. But then if you continue to show them, they won't like it. That's what I've found to be true.
Yeah.
I like this about you until I don't.
Because, when confronted with it for their own situation, then it becomes a thing.
Yeah.
Then it's like, what about me? But I'm different,
Yeah, I'm the exception.
I'm the exception. You should change your belief structure for me in this certain situation. Which, or sometimes,
Not even that. It's not even that. It's just, you like that I'm this person, like, let's say, morality, like, I'm the fucking Boy Scout person.
Mm-hmm.
And you say that you like that thing. And you're a fan of that, and you admire that, whatever the thing may be. And then that is who I am, and then it comes out in your situation, and I express it. And then you don't like it. Because it's being directed at you.
It's one of the reasons why I think that...
Fuck, I should not be, like, getting it. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I was...
No, it's okay. It just feels too, like... It's okay. It's like the stuff you were talking about last weekend. It's questioning... I think it's just being introspective and like, okay, what's going on? Like, what's going on with your mentality?
Yeah.
Why are you, this way? Well, some of it is I just want to be this way. Some of it is I'm just like a rules person, a black and white world kind of person, right and wrong kind of person. And then some of it is like just bullshit. Like, really, it's like bullshit that I can let go, I think, realistically, if I work hard enough.
Everybody's got a little bullshit mixed in. I mean, that's just human nature,
I think that I feel like it's very difficult to be who I am in our culture.
Okay.
Well, I do think that we have a, like, no judgment culture type of thing. And I don't disagree with that. Like, I don't disagree with the, like, don't judge, because we need to get away from that puritanical, like, bullshit that really hurts people. But I also think that when we're doing that, we're stripping away some goodness along with it. Like, the sense of right and wrong and things like that. Like, I think that it's a part of the process of questioning the old ideas of right and wrong. But there are some old ideas of right and wrong that are actually still good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In everything, I believe that conversation is important.
Yes.
And just having that staunch belief system without discussing it, I think that's where the problems begin to occur. Because if you approach someone with a genuine desire to learn from them and to grow from that encounter, then you're on the right path.
Well, I think I've talked about this on the show. I know I've talked about it with my friends, but one thing I've really been embracing is being wrong. Moments where I'm wrong. And looking at those moments and go, this is wonderful. Because I'm learning something.
You know what I love? I love being wrong in a situation where you can talk to people and not have to worry about any type of, I don't know how to really phrase it. Shame. Yeah, we'll go with shame.
Because I think good. I think that the initial instinct that we have, if you're a stubborn person, if you're wrong, you feel shame. You feel that heat in your face. You feel that, like, I was wrong.
Yeah, because you see all the motivational posts saying
you don't want to admit it, you don't want to do this and that. Like, and I'm saying one thing I've been trying to do is turn into it and go, oh shit, I'm wrong. Cool. Explain to me, not in a condescending way, but I'm like, seriously, tell me. Like, tell me all of these reasons why.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, I'm trying to navigate doing this without losing who I am. And I think that's the delicate balance of it.
Well, the person you are is always growing, always changing. And
yes.
Fucking sound like LeVar Burton right now, but you get what I'm saying. It's
yeah. The
person who you were when we started this show is not the person who I'm talking to right now. And that's a great thing. Not because that person was terrible, because that person was fucking awesome. But this person now that I'm speaking to is growth and even more fucking awesome. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that, like, anyway, I've been very introspective. That's an update on me.
That's an update.
This is
Lex, you know,
my life. I'm just dealing with all of midterms and all of the insanity of that, and I'm still working on my book. I'm writing all of that, and then when I'm not doing those things, I'm like, am I a bad person?
Well, you kind of clued us into that last week. Not the bad person thing. No, you're not a bad person. But you clued us into the whole introspective thing because you opened Pandora's box by editing your book once more. Yeah. And you were saying that was really making you, like, relive some things. So this seems like a natural progression of where you were last week. So this is story continuity. This is good. This is what you want to see.
This is where I go, like, oh my God, am I trying to save a new version of a person that I knew who fell? Like just the fucking therapy of it all is annoying as fuck. It's not like, and when I say all of this, like, it's all healthy introspection and everything like that. Like, I'm not having problems with, relationships or anything like that. It's just shit. Okay. Like, I guess I have to question this stuff. I have to deal with this. I have had a couple of moments, though, where I've had to check in and be like, am I a bad person?
Right.
By standards of, like I was saying, I don't fit, like, I feel like an outcast sometimes. Mm-hmm. And it's, am I, like, it makes me go, am I a bad person because I'm not being flexible enough?
Oh, I see.
Right, because there's more than one way
to eat a Reese's. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. There's more than one way to be problematic, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Oh, totally. Because there's the,
like, I'm not out here being like, appropriating black culture or doing those, like, traditionally problematic things, but am I doing other problematic things?
There is overcorrection. That's definitely a thing, and that's something that I've had to come to terms with recently as well, because there are folks out there who just say some batshit crazy things. But, obviously the conversations that take place on social media are not going to change anyone's mind. One, because you only have a certain amount of characters to use to make a compelling argument. Attention spans are shorter than ever. I'm saying all the things that folks regurgitate all the time in regards to why social media is bad, but hear me out. It's a thing where, okay,
your voice is better, so keep going.
You don't know whether or not people are there to troll. And if somebody's trolling you, the only thing that's happening is you're getting yourself worked up and you're, as they say, wasting calories on bullshit conversations that don't really matter. Right. So you have to think about the venue. You have to think about your target demo. You got to think about the venue. You got to think about the toll that it's taking on you. What about the amount of just, are you putting yourself outside of your comfort zone by having these arguments with people?
I will say that I think that Chris and I, well, the pastor, fuck it, Chris.
Hey, that guy.
Hey, the pastor revealed. Oh, I think that one thing that I have noticed with both Chris and I is that because of circumstances in our childhood, I think that we have overcorrected in a big way with how we view certain things in life.
Sure.
On a morality scale. I mean, he's a pastor. Like, he literally, like, he went in the most devout direction.
Right.
And I'm not like very religious in that sense, but I am a very morally, like morally upright, you know, take care of people, spiritual, but like not in a like I'm not religiously tied really to anything. I like exploring different religions. I've talked about that on the show before.
Yeah.
But you know, but like take care of people, do these things. This is right, this is wrong. And I think that a lot of this is just what I have realized is that a lot of my personality has been a direct like whiplash effect of childhood circumstances, and as like also being raised by a very good person with my father. Like he is a morally upstanding person, so I have that naturally built in. And he also has said to me numerous times that when I was little, I just had a sense of this is what you do, this is what you don't. I used to get in trouble for getting in fights because someone was bullying or something like that. Like I was that kid. Yeah. Like I was the little Steve Rogers kid of like, you know, getting kicked around, and then, well, that's what you do because I don't like bullies. Like I was that way from a very young age.
Man, you know that, like you said earlier, outside looking in, I miss being that sure about things. You know, I miss knowing like, yes, you are on the right side of this, and you need to make sure that justice is done. Like I think that's the appeal of like comics and heroes, superheroes in general. Just like,
that's why I love Superman. The thing that everyone hates about Superman is the thing that I love the most about Superman. And my Superman is almost like that Christ-like figure for me. Like I'm not saying like I'm worshiping. Like I'm just saying like that. That's why I aspire to that. That's why that symbol means something to me.
It all ties together.
Just strong. Actually, the best part about Superman to me is the morality of Superman.
That's a great take, and it does tie together because without any type of spirituality, without any type of like religion, where you know like this is the guy, this is the being, this is the mindset that I subscribe to, this is it. Then it's like now that onus is kind of put on you. And it's up to you to make your own rule book. And it's like, well, fuck, I don't have the qualifications to write this rule book, but here I am playing it by ear. So yeah, I totally get you. I totally get you with that analogy.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just it's just interesting to think about things on that level.
Yeah.
And I'm like we've talked about on the podcast, I'm always introspective about one thing or another. Like I'm always in my head. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes Bree will just like be watching me and I'll be like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just watching you work through whatever you're working through right now.
That's kind of great.
Watching you do whatever you do right now. And it's not she's just smile. Like I look over and she's just grinning, just watching me think. Because and sometimes she's like, okay, what is it? Like, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, and sometimes she thinks something's wrong, but I'm like, I'm just writing this part of the story in my head, and she's like, okay, like, keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like she pointed out how much I pause when I speak.
Okay.
And I was not aware of this, and I was talking to my dad, and I said, so Bree pointed out that I pause a lot when I speak, and she's like, no, I like it, because it's like you're thinking over every word to make sure you're saying the right thing or whatever, like. It's very self-aware or whatever. I'm like, what? I didn't even know I was doing this. And now I can't help but hear it. God damn it. I'm sorry, guys. I gave it to all of you. You're going to hear it now if you didn't notice it before. But, yeah, so it's just a weird... We had a whole show that we had planned out, and this is what we're talking about.
This is it. This is it, guys.
This is the thing. This is the reason you come here. We'll just keep the notes for next week.
Here in the end times, this is what we talk about instead of TV shows.
Yeah. But I do think about those a lot, like these things a lot, where I'm like, do I, am I doing this right? Am I doing the right thing for, my relationship or my friendship or my, like if it's like my relationship with my brother or my father, like all of these things, I'm like, I'm always going, am I fucking up?
Okay.
Am I doing the wrong thing? Am I handling this wrong? I'm just always in that space. Unfortunately.
I think you describe most people though.
I don't know, man. I really question that because I genuinely, sometimes I look at people and I'm like, you have concerns. I'm not saying they don't have concerns, but they're not, I don't think they're thinking about half of the shit that I think about.
Well, remember a while back you were like telling me about how some people don't have an internal monologue.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah. And that surprised you. I think that a lot of folks process these sort of thoughts in different ways, but it's not in the same way that you and I do,
Yeah.
So it's very possible. And you're right. The whole pausing thing, I do that a lot too, but I usually throw an or a like or in there, which just gets under my skin with podcasting. When Archie and I first started doing this, there you go. See, now I'm aware of it.
It's okay.
When we first started doing this, I would go through every episode and I would take out every and and that's why episodes would take almost 2 weeks to come out. And
I did not understand what the fuck you were doing. I'm like, just release it. Let it go. It's real. Why are you doing this?
Well, I never did that with our show, but with GCPD, it was always a delay because it had to.
You've talked about making tweaks and changes and stuff with our show, and I'm going, why? Like, unless we have something we really feel like we need to take out, who cares?
Right. Well, it's just usually audio issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, that. I had to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot. That's a whole lot, man.
Yeah. I can't say that it's abnormal, really.
No, it's you.
I have some circumstances that are making it a little bit stronger right now, I would say. But, I'm just I'm always thinking.
That's a good thing.
No, I don't. It's not. It's exhausting.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, but you wouldn't be you unless you were doing this. And I look at where you're at now, and I think about how far you've come just in general, and different things that you've expressed both personally and on the show. You've achieved a lot. Since I've known you, you've achieved so much. And this isn't one of those I'm proud of you things, but I am proud of you. But you've done so much. You've come around on things that you said that you didn't see any possible way to come back out of. I won't go into detail with that, but you could probably think of 3 or 4 right now, top of your head.
I'm gonna dwell on that for fucking a month. No, I'm just kidding.
You're gonna message me at midnight. Like, what were you talking about? What the fuck, man?
What were you talking about?
And it all comes back to
I'm sure my hypocrisy is scattered all across this show.
Well, that's everybody. Look, when we talk as much as we do, we talk for at least an hour every week. There's gonna be some things that contradict other things. Yeah. And this is everybody. People with here I go old manning again. With social media being the way it is.
This is we're just the two Muppets. What are those their names where they're just yelling at shit?
Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah, that's just us. That's us.
That's us.
Look at us.
Look at us. But yeah, like, there's a running tally of every thought we have. There's a running tally of every opinion we hold. Like, there's no room for evolving because everything, you like it or not, for better or worse, everything that we think and we feel, there's some representation of that in one form or another, either audibly or on Twitter or Facebook or something like that. And going way back to a point that you made before, this is one of those things where I'm tired of holding people 100% accountable for that sort of thing. Because
I agree.
Nobody is going to be 100% consistent all the time because opinions change. You grow, you evolve, your opinions just change, man. It's human nature. And if they didn't,
I think that we're going to reach that point very soon because we keep holding so many people accountable for stupid shit.
Yeah.
That are mistakes or not evolved thinking, and then they evolve, whatever it may be.
Right.
I think that culturally has to change.
Like when people say something's ignorant, they put too much onus on that word as being negative. Ignorant is literally you're uninformed about a certain topic. And once you cure yourself of that ignorance, then you can make an informed decision. But people use that word as a weapon. I'm ignorant to plenty of things.
Same.
And, you know, that's life. I don't know everything. I don't want to know everything. That'd be a scary thing to just be like 100% omniscient. Omniscient? Sure, we're going to go with that. See,
omniscient.
Yet another thing I don't know. Add that to the list.
You don't know how to... Wait. We need to pause for a second. You don't know how to pronounce the word of knowing everything. That's pretty fucking great.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Where we're at. Yes.
Omnipotent.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I also don't know why kids love the flavor of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, wait, what? Really?
No, that's the ad campaign. I was just fucking around.
Okay. I don't remember that ad. So okay. I was like, wait. Do you not like Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I get down with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Look, a Cinnamon Toast Crunch box in my home is not safe. All right? Yeah. It's not safe. Watch out. Okay.
You know what's awesome?
What's that?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch Rice Krispie treats.
Ooh, that does sound awesome. I'm gonna play around with that. Okay.
Good variation. Yeah, just normal recipe, but instead of Rice Krispie treats, use Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
So, okay, of our abandoned notes, is there anything that you want to go back and touch on?
I mean, it feels weird. Maybe we should do a wall of weird just to lighten things up.
Okay.
And leave people a lighter note.
I can lighten things up immediately by asking you about your new keychain from Cositas Al Punto.
Okay. That is a great thing to bring up. Because they did a great job. I commissioned a keychain from them because, as you remember on the 100th episode, Bree was like, I want one of those. So I commissioned one for Bree.
Are you from the future?
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, shit's about to get really bad, okay? Really bad. So I commissioned one.
Yes.
And they were great about little tweaks or changes that I wanted to make or whatever. And I'm so pleased with it. I'm going to see Bree tomorrow, so I'm going to give that to her tomorrow. So
it's adorable.
It's so cute.
Yeah. Follow them on Instagram. They do pop-ups all around Chicago, especially in the Pilsen area. So, keep an eye out. Cositas Al Punto. You wanna get some of this stuff, man. I still love my luchador keychain.
Yeah, and I have my Sweet Chili Babies keychain.
I rock it proudly.
Yeah, just DM them on Instagram. That's how I reached out to them and commissioned this particular one. I'm sure I will commission something else in the future. Because I was like, oh man, I want this. This is so cute.
Sliding them DMs with cash in hand.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they work with you on payment, which one to use or whatever. I use PayPal, but because that's just what I'm used to. But yeah, reach out to them because they make really cool shit.
Word.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that one's too heavy. No. We do have things to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Just a preview. We are going to talk about the Last of Us TV show.
Whoop.
Matt watching Twin Peaks.
Yes. You know what? That's
series.
good. I'll give a little taste of that because I want to see more of Twin Peaks before we speak again. Because there's not a lot of Twin Peaks. I feel like I could finish Twin Peaks if I concentrate on that for the next
original
week or so.
Twin Peaks, yes.
Yeah. Because, man, those first episodes were bonkers. Those first 8 were so fucking crazy, man.
Yep. That's why I was telling you, sit through the finish the first episode and then go from there.
Listen, I watch a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen anything like this show ever.
Nope. Nope. There is nothing else like Twin Peaks.
I mean, even just like from a lens of watching it in the 90s to now, there is nothing that has existed like Twin Peaks.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And David Lynch, oh my God, man, his voice.
We will get to that.
Okay, we're gonna come back to
that. No, that's a dark story. I'm trying to find the wall of weird that's like not okay.
What about
guys?
Okay, go.
All right, we're gonna do this and then we can talk about whatever we're gonna bring up.
Okay.
Wall of Weird story. This is from BBC.
Yes.
Wall of Weird. Texas ice cream liquor jailed for social media joke.
Howdy, y'all.
The video of Adrian Anderson, 24, was shared on social media last August. Surveillance cameras in the shop showed he later took a man in Texas who was filmed licking ice cream and putting it back in the freezer in a Walmart supermarket has been jailed for 30 days.
Just 30?
Surveillance cameras in the shop showed he later took the ice cream back out of the freezer and bought it.
Oh, justice. I love it. Okay.
He was given a 6-month suspended sentence, 100 hours of unpaid work, which I'm guessing is their community service, because this is BBC.
Yeah.
$1,000 fine, or 770 euros, and was ordered to pay $1,500 to the ice cream company, which is random.
That is pretty random.
It happened on August 26th in Port Arthur. They're specifically... This article is confusing because they're talking about Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
But this is a BBC article, so they're like about 90 miles, 145 kilometers east of Houston. Like,
what bugs me too, they're not even consistent with it because they gave you the euro conversion for the $1,000 fine, but for the $1,500 he had to pay to the ice cream company, they're like, you're on your own, fuck it. You figure it out.
So apparently it was Bluebell ice cream.
Okay.
And because of it, the manufacturers were like, we have to pull all of it.
Yeah.
And it cost, even though the guy, he apparently was like, hey, I bought this. It says Anderson and his father later returned to the shop to show the officers a receipt of proof that he had bought the tainted ice cream. But Bluebell had to replace all of it as a precaution, and Bluebell already has their own shit. They have to do stuff like this because they've had contamination issues for years with their factories, and it hurt their reputation a lot.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because my dad, he swears by Bluebell. He says that's his favorite ice cream.
It was my favorite too, but their negligence, I won't buy them anymore.
Right. Exactly. But I remember this whole thing from last year, just people going into the grocery store and licking ice cream and putting it back. There was a girl that did it. Mm-hmm. I never saw the video with the guy, but yeah, there was a girl who did it, and I'm sure that everybody who took part in this, ice cream challenge or whatever, they didn't buy it. So kudos to this guy for actually following through, but also fuck you for starting this trend and convincing teens that this is something cool to do as a challenge. That sucks.
That girl, they referenced that girl in the article, and it was a month later that he did this. That girl, her video was viewed more than 13 million times.
Jeez. Man.
And she did not buy the ice cream after.
No.
Also in Texas. I did not realize both of these were in Texas. Why are you... This is another... I won't mess with anymore, at least, ones that don't have some sort of protective layer.
Yeah.
Like the plastic inside when you open it, or a little, like Ben & Jerry's, they have the wrapper around on top.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you can't even open it. because I just don't want to deal with any food that can be that easily tampered with.
No. Mm-mm.
So, yeah. This guy had to pay a fine and got in trouble. He did have the book thrown at him, kind of thing, it seems. I don't know if she got anything done to her. Like,
the fact that they're not mentioning her by name,
I don't know.
Well, she was a woman of color too.
She was, okay, and she was underage, so that might be the big difference.
That makes sense. But yeah, I mean, my goodness.
I don't think they should name it someone underage unless it's like the Brock Turner type situation. I don't think he was underage, but still, like, unless it's something that heinous. If it's something minor, don't name them. You're just going to ruin their lives.
Yeah. I mean, it's I'm a broken record tonight with this social media thing. If it weren't for the fact that she did it on the internet, then it'd just be like a prank, you know?
Right. It's gross, though. Don't do shit like that. Don't mess with anyone's food. Don't mess with your friend's food. Don't do any of that. Don't.
No. Even when someone's annoyingly taking photos of their food before they eat to put on Instagram or something, don't smash it. That's fucked up.
No, don't do that.
No.
Yeah, I would be pissed if someone did something like that to me.
Yeah.
I've always been a, like, don't fuck with someone's food kind of person. Like, that's just stupid, immature bullshit.
That's
I also go, that's boy shit. Like, that's stupid shit that boys do.
Yeah, boys be doing that.
Boys be doing that. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I do want to dig into this in more detail. Hopefully more detail will come out with the next week. But did you see this Corey Feldman story?
I did. I haven't seen the documentary, but I heard and read. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see more come out of this, like more about this. Charlie Sheen is denying it. But it's in excruciating detail saying that Charlie Sheen raped Corey Haim, not Feldman, but obviously the two Coreys were best friends, and he knew about it because he told him when he was 13, and Charlie Sheen was 18. And based off of stories of how many fucking restraining orders Charlie Sheen has had, and I also was reading further into it that Denise Richards said that he had like child pornography and stuff like that.
Holy shit.
When they were split.
Yeah.
And that stuff gets ignored because they're like, oh, you're a disgruntled woman, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah. So I was reading further into it, and she was saying, like, he is a psycho, like, he's threatened to kill me, all this and that.
Yeah. That's going to be, I feel like that needs to be a whole episode about Charlie Sheen and Corey Feldman, because, man, Charlie Sheen just...
The only reason I bring it up is because I didn't see it trending or anything.
Yeah.
Like, well, I added it to the notes. So I'm like, guys, look into this, because this is like, this should...
It's a serious allegation.
This should be a top story right now. And I'm not trying to denounce, this virus. Like, you should be taking all of this stuff seriously, like, voting. Like, there are a lot of serious things going on right now, but Charlie Sheen, if he is one of these abusers in Hollywood raping children, like, he's probably still doing it. And even if he's not still doing it, he did it. So, like, if he did it, like, someone needs to investigate him. I just don't, reading it, I was like, oh my god.
Well, I think you're right. This feels like the whole R. Kelly thing, where people are learning about it so far after the fact. Even Bill Cosby, to an extent, folks are learning about it so far after the fact. And, again, with things laid out piece by piece, it all starts to become clearer, like how serious this is. So hopefully, it doesn't get lost in the shuffle of, the worldwide pandemic concerns, which are, understandable as well. But yeah, let's not lose sight of this. We're gonna come back and test this at another point. Or touch upon this at another point. And
then there's some people saying that we knew this a couple years ago. Like, this story was already out there, and I'm like, well then where the fuck was it?
Right.
I've seen that. I've seen a lot of people, like, questioning Corey Feldman because, like, he's not completely stable. I'm like, bitch, If you'd been abused your entire life, you wouldn't be stable either. That doesn't mean what he's saying is not true or should be taken seriously.
Exactly.
It's like, what's her name?
It's trauma. Yes. You know, people that go through trauma like
I don't like Rose McGowan and the way she handles certain things and whatever, but like that doesn't mean I don't take her allegations seriously or I don't believe her or whatever. Like, I take what she said seriously. You can do both. Mm-hmm. Like, you can go, this person might not be stable, but also go, okay, but what they're saying is very intense and should be investigated. And now we have since seen Harvey Weinstein found guilty. So, like, she was right.
Yeah.
And telling the truth. She might still be unstable due to other circumstances or the exact trauma that she's talking about, but it doesn't change what happened. So, you know. But yeah, look into this story and keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on it. And I just don't be the person who's going, we've known about this for years, or he's lying, or like they did with, I've forgotten their names, but the two accusers who came out about Michael Jackson.
Yeah, like that's shit. That just gets under my skin. Just the idea.
To watch that documentary?
We didn't.
No,
we weren't able to finish it. It was just too, man.
It's just I mean, just awful. This article about what happened with Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman has died, by the way. Like, he died several years ago, so he can't talk about it. But like, Corey Haim was his best friend. And wait, am I getting confused? Yes, I am. I'm getting confused.
Yeah. Other way around.
Yes. Feldman is alive. Haim died several years back, and Feldman is telling this story, and I believe it was Feldman's ex-wife is like confirming that like this has been talked about before and everything like that. Yeah, but it's not easy to read. The Michael Jackson documentary though is that times a billion. Like, so many incidents described in excruciating detail. I don't expect people to be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
But if you can, it's a very important thing. You know.
Yeah. The good thing to come out of this is the fact that we're getting past that stigma that just because, like you said, people are a little unbalanced, that they don't have a good recollection of injustices that were done to them.
Yes.
Like, they deserve justice as well. So,
and more men are coming forward. That's incredibly important, because once they get past a certain age, statistically, men, young men and everything are not as vulnerable. But like, when they are children, they are very vulnerable and they face abuse a lot. And sometimes that abuse causes them to harm themselves or harm others, or, there's 20 billion, unfortunately, things that can come out of that. And the more men talk about this abuse, the more other men can come forward and deal with it, and actually deal with both the systematic abuse of children and, people in general, as well as just dealing with their feelings. That's huge. Like,
this is going to have to be dealt with, even just Googling his name. E-News is talking about it, Entertainment Weekly, People, LA Times. So, at the very, very least, Charlie Sheen's going to have to make a statement about this.
Well, he's denied it. He has made a statement.
Okay.
He has already made a statement about it, denying it. But he's like, this is categorically untrue and everything like that. Like, he's made his like, this is bullshit thing that, I want to see if I could find it real quick.
Okay. But I think you're right. We need another week or so to just kind of look into this and then come back to it.
I'm hoping more... I don't want to say I want more accusers to come forward, because that means that more people have been abused. But
yeah. If he's got...
I do hope, if that is the case, that more people can find the courage to come forward.
If he's got a history of doing it, then yeah. Well,
he's had restraining orders. We've seen him be off the rails. So, yeah.
Yep.
I was trying to see if I could find. Yeah, Sheen's publicist released a statement. These sick, twisted, and outlandish allegations never occurred, period. I would urge everyone to consider the source and read what his mother, Judy Haim, has to say.
Wow.
Judy Haim has for years asserted that he was not, meaning Corey Haim, was not sexually abused by Sheen. I guess this story has been out there. I did not know about it.
Me neither.
In a 2017 interview on the Dr. Oz show, she told the host that she didn't see one change in character after her son, after he filmed Lucas. I would have known if anything was wrong. My kid hid nothing. He was like transparent. He never hid anything. He was Corey. It's out of character. That's number one. When my son was 13, he was not going to go and ask Charlie Sheen to go and sleep with him. Like, what?
So we're gonna look into this a little more and formulate some thoughts, because I don't want to have a knee-jerk reaction to any of this at this moment. So yeah, I'm gonna look into it. Yeah.
Okay, there's more on that background. But yeah, I understand. Like, this is an ongoing... This just broke today, by the way, when we're recording this. So, This story is breaking, but apparently has also been around for a while. I guess the story before, just briefly looking at it, was saying that they were sleeping together.
Oh.
Very different thing. Very different. And that was what she was denying, it seems, just based off peripheral reading. But yeah, so that, I said I was going to end on a happier note, but that's not it. I'm fucking pissed.
Okay. Yeah, I am too.
And I'm allowed to be pissed.
Absolutely.
And you guys are allowed to be pissed off. But yeah, like, it's going to be okay, everyone. We're probably not going to die. With this
probably not.
Virus and everything's probably going to be fine. But if it's not,
I just saw some other bad news pop up on my feed as well.
Oh, shit, what now?
It is not nearly on the same level as what you were just talking about. I just want to preface it with that. E3 may be canceled this year. Because
oh, shit.
Yeah. Devolver Digital just tweeted out, cancel your E3 flights and hotels.
Who's that?
Devolver Digital, that's the group that usually does those batshit crazy like presentations every year. They're like pre-recorded, and they have it's kind of just like a spoof of the regular E3 stage performances where the CEO gets up and awkwardly announces games, and they're really funny, but this is not on brand for them to say something like this through their social media platform. So the fact that they're doing that,
I don't know if this is. I mean, E3 is not till June.
That's true.
I don't know if they should be making a call like that this early.
I don't either. But what I'm saying is I don't think Devolver Digital would be that reckless to say something like that, knowing that they would put that thought out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. We're going to see. Word is official. Announcement is coming soon, according to Wario64, who's a trusted source as well. So, okay. We're going to keep an eye on this.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Jeez.
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier in the show, a lot of things are being canceled. St. Patrick's Day parades have been canceled. South by Southwest has been canceled, or postponed, I should say, for these events. A lot of stuff is just being pushed back. Italy's on lockdown, a lot of stuff going on.
Italy. The entire nation of Italy is on lockdown. Have you ever seen anything like this in your life, man? Because I haven't.
No, absolutely not. And
it's fucking weird. I don't,
It's really weird.
Ever since that fucking peach-faced goon was elected, the whole world is gonna shit.
Man.
Something switched then. We're in the bad place. This is the bad place.
Okay. All right. You and I are going to end this on a positive note. We're going to both.
How are we going to do it?
We're going to both mention something that we're happy about this week. And I've got mine ready. So if you need a moment to think, I can go.
You go first.
Okay. So my thing is something that you sent me moments ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's that the it's official. The WWE ice cream bars, the cookie sandwiches are coming back. They're going to be in stores this April, including superstars like John Cena, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, and Macho Man Randy Savage. And you know what? Shit. I don't care who I get because they're all going to taste delicious. Ooh, yeah.
I'm excited for this as well. This is awesome.
Me too.
Yeah.
So that's my good thing.
I've got one more midterm, and then I have my spring break, and I get some time off. Tomorrow I get to go see my girlfriend. I'm very excited about that. I haven't seen her in a couple days. And I love her. Thing. Yeah.
That is a beautiful thing. Spring break Drake. It's that time, y'all.
Oh shit, y'all. I'm gonna edit a book. What? Yeah.
I'm gonna stay inside and
what?
I'm gonna stay inside and try to breathe. Ooh, I got another good thing.
Yeah.
I put a air purifier in under my desk at work, and it's really helping.
Oh, really? That's great.
Yes. So there's that. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. I hope.
Jesus.
I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation this week. We're going to be back next week with another episode full of chicanery, and we promise it's not going to be as emo, or will it? Stay tuned.
I hope
Find
not.
out.
We need a break. We've had 2 in a row. Existential crisis up in here. Let's talk about Batman or something. Come on.
That's right. We're going to talk about some Batman next week. But for now, thank you all for listening. Like I said, you can follow us on social media. Check out LexamatPod.com and also Patreon and also the t-shirt shop because we got some cool designs there for y'all. I'm Matt Peters.
And I'm Lex Lutz. Be excellent to each other, everyone.
Yes.
We need that right now. Bye.
The end.
Fuck.
Was it because we recorded earlier? Is that why we were so...
I thought I was going to be much funnier recording earlier. I was like, oh shit, I have more energy. I'm going to be up all in it. And then I'm like, am I a bad person?